Medusamon is one of the 2 new Liberator decks we got with BT21 alongside Galacticmon. Unfortunately, Galacticmon just has way more previous support than Medusa. Medusa, I think, only had this Owen as its previous support, so it is a bit more tough to build. I've done my best to try to make something functional, and this is where I've got to. We have to go back a little bit to see where I started before we can explain that deck. So at the start, I kind of just threw in all the archetypal stuff. I flew in some Flamedramon because it has the Dragonkin trait, and this entire deck runs off Dragonkins. So I started with this list, but the biggest problems I faced were 1, removal, and 2, game plan. It didn't really have a solid game plan that I found. And that brings us to the second iteration of the deck, where we decided we could play the OTK version of the deck. We play these Greymons, we play Pale Dramon plus the Aristodramon, which also helps with the OTK. And this allows you to do an insane amount of checks on turn 2 even, and just put your opponent to 0, get them as low as possible, and then try to swing the game up with a Wargrave because it has Rush. The Owen basically gives it Pseudo Blitz. The main combo with the Aristodramon is the Digimon Egg allows you to Digivolve when your opponent's security is trashed. So you Digivolve into your level 2, you Digivolve into your Superior Mode. Superior Mode will attack without suspending. Then on the first check, use the Digimon Egg to go into the Medusa. With the extra security attack, you will swing in for 2 checks because you gain the security attack during the attack. You'll do 2 checks. That will spawn out a token using Medusamon's all turns effect. At the end of the attack, you will blow that up using her end of attack effect to delete the weakest Digimon, because you can opt to not use it when you're Digivolving. And then you can then tap the Owen to basically give Medusamon Blitz and have her swing again for 2 more checks. In a total, that's going to be 5 checks. However, if your opponent's on 3 security, you can use the Medusa attack to swing for game. So that at least gave the deck a consistent game plan. But the biggest problems I found were this Raging Serpentine option. When your opponent has 3 or less security, it reduces by 4. So it's a great way, it's a cheap way to remove your opponent's Digimon. Only 4 cost will delete their highest DP Digimon. However, I found the second effect not really activating as much as I would like. A lot of the time, the Digimon Egg resolved most of the stuff I needed. And the 4 cost, I would really rather have deletion earlier in the game before I've wiped out the opponent's security rather than later in the game. The other thing is, during late game, once you get this petrification token on the field, it was a little bit more annoying to actually get it off the field, because Medusamon is always going to delete lowest DP Digimon. So if your opponent has another Digimon, it's really hard to use that end of attack effect or when Digimon effect to delete that Digimon. You usually have to use the Owen to delete the token, but then you just play another token out. So it actually became quite hard to delete things. And that's what brings me to the latest version of the deck. So I'll explain everything from the beginning. The Digimon Egg, again, when your opponent's security is trashed, you can Digivolve into a Dragonkin or Reptile for a reduced cost of 1. This is the main card we've built around, with the Superior Mode, the Cyberdramon, and the Pale Dramon all triggering the egg in some form, with the Aristodramon and the Pale Dramon doing it through attack/piercing, and the Cyberdramon doing it from its when Digivolving effect. That allows us to go into a Medusa every single time. Our rookies, again, we're just running the 8 we can for the archetype and 2 Ukomons. It's the best we possibly can, as well as we're going the OTK route. Being aggressive with the Ukomon can help a lot by giving in more chip damage. Grumblemon is amazing in this deck, not only because of its when Digivolving effect that you can Digivolve on a Tamer to pop the Petrification token and trash the top card of your opponent's security, but also its when attacking effect also gets that off. And so I found that the Grumblemon is really good for helping the Medusamon's end of attack effect to delete the opponent's biggest Digimon, because it would get rid of this petrification token. We're running a 3 split of that between the security attack +1 Greymon. I don't find this card as needed for the OTK, but it can help if your opponent's say at 4 and you go into a Cyberdramon. It can help you OTK at that point. Again, we're running 3 Aristodramon, 1 Pale Dramon, just because, again, it has the extra check, so it can help push some aggression when you need it, especially if you're not going into Medusamon and you're going into, say, the War Greymon. So I replaced Raging Serpentine with Medieval Gallant, and there's 2 reasons for it. 1, the petrification tokens say that they can't be suspended on your opponent's turn, because it says your turn, this Digimon can't suspend, but because it's on your opponent's board, it's on your opponent's turn. So your Medieval Gallant can suspend the tokens just on your opponent's just on your turn. And so what you could do is you use Medieval Gallant to tap down that Digimon, and if there's a blocker in the way, and then you can delete the token, trash the top card of your security, Digivolve your level 5 into a Medusa, delete something else, and then use the Owen to swing for game. This card is great in the deck, and I do not want to remove it. It helps with early game, it helps with floodgating, it helps with a lot of problematic board states, as well as it can digivolve from red. The only problem is you can't use Digimon to go into it, but that's generally fine. I found it better as an alternate mega towards War Grey. War Grey is just there as our Omni for game. If our board is empty, we can use the War Grey, hard slam it, use the Owen Dreadnought to tap it, swing for game. But we're also playing one Omnimon X Antibody. I haven't decided between the two which one I like more. Omnimon's great because it gets rid of more things, and this deck lacks a lot of removal. The best removal options we have are the Medusa, the Superior Mode, because it has Raid Piercing, it's usually hitting for about 15k. So I try to really focus on 2-for-1ing and as much removal as possible, so that when we do the OTK, it's hard for the opponent to actually remove our stuff back so we can win the next turn. Playing the golden ratio of utility options, 4 trainings, 3 boosts, 2 scrambles. I love this in all my monocolor decks. It's a bit tight in this deck because of all the, well, I was going to say tamers we have to play and other tech we have to play, but I still somehow managed to make it fit because we are lacking rookies, and I took out one at level 5. And then the last two is the Owens. This one's great because it's a memory setter, as well as it gets rid of the low cost on the field, so you can again use Medusa to delete something. You could play Tai here for more aggression, get the +1 security attack, but I found that being able to play it out for free using the level 4 just seems better. And then for Orange Dreadnought, this again gives us Blitz at the end of turn. It's very important for the deck, as well as just gives us one if our opponent has a Digimon. We generally want to be raising when our opponent has a Digimon, so that's the turn we want the most amount of memory. But that's the deck. It's a bit weird. I do like how it plays, but it still feels like it's missing a few things, especially in the removal department. But let me know what your thoughts are on Medusa and how you would build it in the comments below. I would love to hear how other people are building the deck. If you're liking these videos, I encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. But let's get into some games and see how this deck plays. Going second, this hand isn't the worst. We can Ukamon in the back and play the Owen, so let's keep this. At worst, we go Agumon into the Owen depending upon what we're reversing. Reversing Digimon. He's going to Digivolve for 0. Could have Digivolved for 1 and put us 1. Going to play Analog. I think that's fine. We grab the other Owen here. Go to Uko. And then I think we will go into this Owen. Only because I want to try to stop him from raising. But he's going to raise anyway. It makes sense when you play against Uko. But most likely this means he's going to put us to 3. He's going to a 5. And then we'll go to 4. And then we can medieval him back with our Uko. It will put him to 4 because he has the Analog. Maybe it's worth playing the Scramble to get access to everything in our trash. Of course, he gets to play Takato. Or he's going to play a Guilmon, which actually works too because it helps us with the medieval. See, cards in trash. There's a total of 13 between them. They're going to get more. So most likely he's going to have BT13 Gallant. But, I mean, we might as well take the Medusa because we can scramble back the Grumble if we really need to. Attach. Digivolve in the back. Ah, perfect. We found a Grumble ourselves. And then again, we will just Medieval Gallant here. And this doesn't have retaliation, so I think we'll use this to delete this. So she's going to go to 5 here, I think. Digimon is going to allow him to return something from his trash. Okay, let's Vortex into other Guilmon. We don't need Alliance here. It's not too bad. We have a Medieval Gallant, so anything he plays will have to die. I mean, again, he could play the BT13 Gallant, but it doesn't remove Medieval. He's just going to Digivolve on the back and play a Takato. Play a Analog. We can OTK here. So the way we do that is we don't really care about what we're grabbing, but we'll grab the Eliza and then play it in the reading, just so we have some follow-up. Could alliance with the Medieval Gallant, but if we hit anything, we could hurt ourselves. So we'll just swing with the Ukamon first. See, that would have died. So we will Digivolve, but we can't actually Digivolve up, so we won't actually do any of these effects. Swing with Medieval Gallant. We will not suspend. We will not Digivolve. Go to a Grumble. Go to a Restra. Swing unsuspended. And that first check, we do want to Digivolve to do that extra check. We do not want to delete because we want to delete it after the next check. We'll spawn out the token. We will delete it with the Medieval Gallant, why not? I'll trash the top card of our opponent's security. Won't use the Medusa effect, and then we will swing with the Ode for game. And that's sort of how the OTK works. Going first, I don't mind this hand. I have the Medieval. Seem to get a Medieval almost every single game. I want to be a little bit greedy and mulligan it. Oh, it got worse. It got very worse. I'm surprised the War Greymon was in both of them, seeing as though there's only one in the deck currently. We already have the Arista, so might as well get another offense. Reversing Appmon. Nope, he's gonna get his Tamer, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it searches Tamers. Only gets one card though. Interesting. Oh, there was a rookie. Perfect. We're just missing a 4 now. And I was hoping that would be the 4. Medieval Gallant's not bad here. I think we will play Owen. Just because the 4 could play him for free. But if he raises here, we get a little memory to work with. He's not going to raise. That's fine. We can choke him to 1 now. Unless we, of course, get the level 4. We don't. We don't. Okay, we'll just end breeding. Go up. There's the 4. It is the one that plays out the Tamer. That's fine. We just need it in order to get up to our Medusa. Now, we just wait for him to raise, hopefully. We'll do something, or else we're going to have to go fast. This is enough to... If he has nothing on field, this is enough to kill him with the Aristodramon combo, because we have the War Grey to win next turn. However, they do run some cheeky aces. I've seen them run. So I think we will play out here. We don't necessarily need to use any memory, but we will use trainings because we don't want to give him too much. And we have the Scramble, so we're only actually going to give him 3 memory in total, and also Scramble actually is going to help here. So let's Scramble. Digivolve up here. Oh, another one of those Applings. He's going to get a bunch of free Digivolving. Actually, we didn't need a Scramble. I forgot we had a 1. +1 memory gain. Doesn't matter too much. We'll just go into our Medusa. And he'll go to 3 no matter what. We will not delete the lowest because we want to wait for the token to get spawned out here. See? This is why you don't want to delete the lowest, because of security effects. So we will delete the lowest now. And that means we won't actually put him to 0. That's one of the reasons why going into the Greymon can be better. They play a lot of things out of security, these Appmon. What does this do on play? Is to return 1 thing from his trash to his hand. Okay. But that's okay, because, again, Medieval Gallant can work on our opponent's turn. We have the Scramble to help recycle anything we're going to lose here. And so him going wide means our War Greymon's going to be cheaper. See, he's going to link from his hand. Is this past turn? He's going to Digivolve our Medusa. And when linking, this Digimon may attack. So he's going to be a 5k. But we're going to go down into a superior mode. So it's not too much of a problem. However, he's going to be able to attack, but he's going to be able to use the app link to... Oh, that just allows him to link more. Okay. I thought it allowed him to Digivolve up. Oh yeah, you can use the thing to app fuse. When the app fuses, he's going to delete something of equal to or less than DP. And I'm assuming he's going to link into something that has a higher DP. No, it's only 12. He won't actually be able to kill this, but we can't attack with the superior mode. That's fine. Because what that means is they can actually Digivolve into the Medieval Gallant and then play the War Grey. Oh no, there we go. I guess he found it eventually. Again, we could just play the War Grey. I do think they play aces though. And I'm still worried about the ace play. Actually, we can't go for game because he's on 1 instead of 0. We'll still play out the red scramble. We want to get our rookies back. We are also missing our Medusa. So I think we'll put... Actually, we only have 1 rookie. I think it's fine to put Agumon on the top of our deck and not play anything. Just for consistency then. Starter will gain a memory. And now the question is how we approach this next part. Again, we can play the War Grey, but it won't do much. So I think we just play Medieval Gallant here and try to get Digimon off the field. On deletion, what does he have? What does he have on deletion? Doesn't leave if you do that. That's okay. Let's just vortex over it then. That's fine. Again, if he doesn't have blocker, we can win next turn with the Agumon play. In last turn, it didn't seem like he had a ace, so I think we will go for it. Again, if he doesn't have blocker. He's going to give himself another set of protection. I now know what this card does. And it has blocker, but... Oh, he's going to go into Gaiamon. That's annoying. That does have blocker. Gonna pop his boost here. Does he want to relink something else? Oh, he's only got 1 thing linked. I thought he had another thing linked, because this gives you 1 more extra link, doesn't it? And he's got 2 things linked. He can attack. Oh, he doesn't have reboot though. Oh no, he's linking a card when attacking. Oh, that is strong. We get a boost here. Not really going to help us too much. We're going to have to make a play. I would have loved to have this Owen because that gives us another security attack by going into the Cybertramon. Let's see. We don't need security attack here, so let's see if we can top deck. We got the Omni X here. We can actually go into the Omni X and that won't game, but it will be able to remove his source. So let's do that. Actually, does the Medieval let us go for game here? Because it can tap down his Gaiamon, can delete his token, and then we can swing for game with the War Grey here. I think that is the play. We'll Digivolve into the War Grey. We actually don't need to Digivolve into the War Grey, but we're doing it anyway. And then we will use our Medieval Gallant to suspend both of these. We will use its effect to delete our token. Don't need to unsuspend with the War Grey. That'll top the opponent's security. And then we can attack with the War Grey for game. That's GG. So that's how War Grey sort of works with the Medieval. Medieval can help you tap down your stuff. But yeah, that's why I like Medieval in the deck. Okay, going first, this hand's pretty good. We'll keep this. We can play Eliza in the front and the back. Find another Argo is not very useful. Let's search at the front. Maybe try to find the level 4 that plays the Tamer out. Nope, we get another version of this Owen. Not looking too great. Versing Sephargamon. This is the canon matchup. It's even happening in the sand. I'm pretty sure the one that happens in the manga is in the sand. Going based upon that, we should win. Going to set us to 1. Very fair. I don't think we really want... He doesn't have a memory setter, so we win breeding. I kind of want to play our Owen. And I don't think we want anything for him to vortex into, so we'll just try to kill ourselves. Oh, security effect lets him play out. Play cost from hand or trash. That's kind of annoying. It's the other Tamer. That's quite good. We'll just play our own Owen. He's got quite a setup already, having the Shoto out. Both Shotos. It's actually quite strong. Don't want to raise too soon unless we have follow-up. And we also want to have him bring this Digimon out from raising. Just going to give it blocker. Okay, cool. We can kill it with our Grumblemon and then play our other Owen. Actually, we can kill it with our Grumblemon. This is a good way to force him out. We can search our security. We can search for... We really need looking for Medusa here. We'll grab the other Owen. Do we want to suspend ourselves here? I'd rather try to die in security. We don't die in security, unfortunately, but put him to 3 anyway, so let's just play our own out. Hopefully we find a Medusa. This should hopefully force him out of raising. So finding Medusa, we can hopefully clear board. He does raise. And he's going to do searching. Taking the Patero and bot decking the Medieval and the Safaga here. Interesting. Playing another Tamer. Going to suspend himself. And he doesn't have Vortex. So I guess he didn't have a level 5. This is actually really good for us. So we can stay in the back. Use the Arrestor to swing in here. Actually, do we use the Arrestor? I feel like we actually raise here. I think we raise. We have to swing with the Goblimon first. Because we don't want to have to be in a situation where the Medieval can hurt us. He's not going to block. We will not use this Wind Digimon effect because unfortunately we do not have the Digimon to go up into. It would have been nice. But let's just go into the Greymon. And then Digivolve into Superior mode. Oh, we did find the Medusa. What perfect timing. This actually gives us lethal here. So we'll swing into him. We'll pierce one chick. He gets to play out his Digimon first. Just going to get some searching. We're going to gain a memory. And then Digivolve into our Medusa. It's fine if we delete the Patero here. And then we'll do one more check. And then we can Owen for game. What great timing that Medusamon decided to have. There we go. That's GG.